Hi everyone, and welcome back to Planting for Wildlife. Today I'm looking at an Agastache, aka hummingbird mint or hyssop, called Navajo Sunset, which is the plant that I love to grow for its beautiful orange blooms and that I've had in the garden for the last 5 years, all in containers and all grown from seed. Agastaches are an aromatic herbaceous perennial. And in slightly less gardening speak, that means it has non-woody stems that reach their full height and produce flowers all within 1 year before dying back completely to the ground and then re-emerging the next spring. The aromatic part means that the plant contains volatile oils in its stems and leaves, which will produce a scent if they're rubbed or brushed against. If I just rub one of the leaves here, it gives off a really nice sagey scent, very similar actually to the Russian sage that I featured in my last video. It grows from 50 centimeters to a meter tall and likes a gritty, free-draining compost in a really sunny spot. This plant does really well in drought conditions. You don't need to feed it, as this will only encourage leggy growth, and you'll have a stronger plant with more flowers if you cut back the spent flower stems. It's really easy to grow this plant from seed, and if you do, unlike a lot of other perennials, it will still flower in the first year, producing these beautiful spikes of orange colour tulips flowers, which flower from June all the way into the autumn and are really popular with pollinators. In warmer climates, Agastache will come back each year, but in colder climates, it's best to treat it more like an annual, allowing it to self-seed. Here in the UK, it will survive the winter if there's no deep frost, although I did lose quite a lot of plants last year. Having said that, they were all in containers, and containers don't protect against frost as well as planting plants directly into the bed. So if you are planting these in the UK, I'd probably recommend to plant them in the bed and maybe apply some mulch just before the winter to protect from frost. If you would like an Agastache which is more hardy, it's worth looking at Blue Fortune, which is hardy down to -15. For my top 3 companion plants, I'd really be thinking about colour, and it's not necessarily a combination for everyone, but I really love the vibrancy of combining a bright pink with orange. So on the pink side, I'd probably take the David Austin Rose Baskerville, which is a beautiful plant in its own right. It has a lovely scent to it, and the coral pink will go really nicely with the orange. It will certainly give your garden a pop. Also on the pink side, Echinacea pallida works really well and will give you a bit more height. It's also really popular with pollinators, and it's a plant that I've got planted throughout this garden, and it's easy to do from seed. Lastly, I think lavender will go really nicely with its purple tones against the orange, and I think it's hard to think of a more vibrant and pollinator friendly combination than that. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please drop it a like and subscribe, and I'd love to know if any of you are growing Agastaches in your own garden, and if so, which cultivars you're growing. Until next time, thanks for watching and enjoy the wildlife in your garden.